Satan, your Lord of Darkness, and you're watching The Horror Show! Ha 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 ha!
Welcome to The Horror Show. I'm Marsha Parker. Enjoy the bloopers.
What is it we're going to review today?
Odd Thomas by Stephen Sommers.
Directed by Stephen Sommers. Let's do that again.
Oh.
Okay. So what is it we're going to be doing?
Oh, are we really?
So what are we doing today, Marsha? What are we reviewing?
Odd Thomas by Stephen Sommers. God damn it.
All right.
You got me. Okay, wait.
All right. Now the movie is basically about a documentary crew who.
This is more of a reporter.
I was just going to change that.
Channel 12.
Channel 12. Thank you. Do you want to do this today?
This is how the rich people do it.
Pinky up?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. I hadn't been watching.
Well, thanks for watching.
Shit. Sorry. Okay, do it again. Yeah. Go ahead.
Welcome to The Horror Show.
No, turn around.
You said turn around and say it.
All right, watch the bloopers. All right, I got it.
So, Susie, you were just in the Torture Couture Modified Minds talent and fashion show. What did you, well, not really talent, but fashion show.
Ganesh.
What did you think of Zsa Zsa Ganesh?
Oh my god, it's like the best experience of my life. Thank you.
What's it like walking that runway once again?
It was such. It was awesome. It was fun. It was such a rush. It was great.
You had your bitchy resting face on. Talk about that.
I know. What'd you think?
So what's it like being from Russia, as you are?
Yes, very nice.
That's just an awful accent. Moving on.
Am I mistaken, or are those octopi that you are clad in at the moment?
Indeed, this is Misconstrued and Pink Moon Prophecy. They're incredible.
Very nice. And so who were you modeling for this evening? Was that who you just mentioned?
Indeed.
Twilight ones, and then you have all the way
Do
up
not
to
mention Twilight, I will come for you.
Not mention Twilight, I will come for you.
Okay.
See that's Jaime's text.
Can't come, guys. Taking a shit.
Oh, actually, and for the spoiler review, hang on. Before you do, real quick, put that down.
It's empty anyway.
You want to start this time?
I will not remember that. So let's tell you a little bit about what the story is about.
Yeah, about the story.
Heavy metal television channel. Man, goddamn it, I'm a dumb fucking idiot. All right.
Well, you can check them out. We like them.
No, that's not. All right.
Which movie is your favorite?
You're fired. So do you want to do the comments or do you want me to do it?
Sorry, I couldn't help
I don't know why I just did that, but...
Hey guys, welcome to The Horror Show. I'm Susie Von Slaughter, and today we're going to do our...
Do you mind if I introduce myself too?
No, this is my show.
Like,
Roll the clip.
she's flying solo, apparently, guys. All right.
Okay, ready? Okay, I'll wait.
Amelia Earhart over here.
Yeah. She's gonna crash like her too.
Oh.
Wrecked.
Too soon.
All right. Awesome.
Hello, I'm Skeletor, ruler of Eternia, and welcome to the Horror Show.
Well, hello.
Guys, we're out of the ties today because we're celebrating the holidays.
Merry Crimbus.
Merry Crimbus. Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm on camera now. I'm Jaime Fuego.
And this is the Horror Show News with Booze, as usual.
ASU.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Anyway, we're not going to get into all the sports, although there's sports already going on in the...
How do people drink out of this thing? Like, it takes forever to have liquid, actually.
Yeah, well, look, you got to pull a little harder. It's training for women. And particular men.
Hey. Hey.
Okay. Look, I use one every week. What are you trying to say?
You.
I got it. All right, Wences says, I got my booze too.
He's got it. He's very scaled.
Let's say hello to the people that are here. Guys, if you want a shout out, go ahead and comment down below. Baron von Mogadon. I like that name. Baron von Mogadon. Hails, people. Hello, Baron.
Yes.
Hello, Wences. Hello, Indie Flick Jim. Hello, Eddie D. Hello, Scott Baker.
Oh, Scott Baker, my dude.
Yes.
Okay, kinda? Kinda Fuego? There you go.
And Ben Grimm, Merry Xmas. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Now what? We got stuff to talk about, Wences. That's what.
I love seeing all the different films that Ben Grimm watches on Instagram because, seriously, he watches a lot of movies, man, both of the bigger budget and of the smaller variety.
I agree.
Shout out to Ben.
I started following Ben Grimm, and he's like the first line of he's like the first line of defense for horror movies. I'm like, oh, Ben watched this. Let's see his little blurb. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I got it. All right,
Ben, remind us where you are.
Chop,
because I honestly
beatings and halutations. Chop, good to see you, sir. I'm gonna make that stick.
I've been trying to make Seasons Bleedings, Bloody Christmas, and Happy Horror Days a thing. It
was a letterbox challenge. Okay, well, it's a good challenge, Ben, because we're learning a lot. Yeah. Cheers, Baron. Cheers,
dude,
sir.
I have been letterboxing everything that I have done the entire year. And I have to give a shout out to Lee for that.
One of the channels I'm a huge fan of right now. Hang on, before we do that. One of the channels I'm really catching up on now for the first time ever is Good Mythical Morning. I really like that stuff, and I'm like way late to the party on it, but I want to dink it just in their honor. So we're gonna dink it, and then we're gonna drink it.
Good Mythical Morning. Excuse me, jeez.
Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link. Hello, Dino. Good to see you, sir. Merry Christmas to you, sir. I saw the 5-hour. Well, I didn't see all of it, but oh no, we lost him. We lost him.
That was like. I put too much hot sauce in this. I don't want to choke in front of the
Queenie's Monster Kids show was on last night for like 5.5 hours. And if I wasn't busy preparing for our own, because we did a whole Christmas, we did a whole Christmas gift exchange, which you guys are going to see on Tuesday. Christmas morning, we're going to put up a video where we all open Christmas presents. So it's going to be pretty fun. But there was Susie got the most kick out of the smallest thing. I'm so happy I decided
she
get what I got for her.
She legit loved it.
She was tickled pink about it. I was like, holy crap.
If you've ever seen Susie tickled pink, I have.
You'll see it. You will see it. Yeah. So, hello, everyone. We are here to talk. Wait, hang on, Wences. As a Latino, it's my job to say there is no such thing as too much hot sauce. I appreciate that, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to, I think if I can convince Fuego to try and come out maybe early next week, or if it's just him and me and Marcia, I'm going to take them to this hot sauce place that I discovered nearby.
I love Hot Sauce Way.
It's a place that makes their own hot sauces and salsas, and you can taste it all before you buy it, and there's one I got with a Carolina Reaper for my girlfriend, and... She digs it.
Your girlfriend, huh?
Oh, did I not? Have I not mentioned that? Okay. Well, anyway. She enjoyed the Carolina Reaper salsa, and I could only have 2 chips worth, which was 2 corners of 2 chips. And it was delicious, but I did pay the price the next day, as I feared I would. But we will be doing an episode talking about that, Wences. Anyway, let's get into the news, Fuego. What do you say?
Like a clown, Charlie. For
the rest of the comments, we're gonna go through the news stories, and then we're gonna go back to the comments after that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god, I'm legit jealous. Hot sauces and alcohol are my blood type. I figured as
well, that's what I have right here in my cup.
Alive too! Hey, Cecil just got back from Aquaman. Loved it. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you. Love you too.
I'm sorry you loved I'm sorry you loved Aquaman.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people are liking Aquaman. You can suck a D. Anyway. Fuego, let's get to the news.
Fishy D. Well, I think
suck a fishy D.
Yeah, I think
well, it's a perfect segue, actually.
The box office is going to reflect how many people liked Aquaman. But speaking of James Wan, the director of Aquaman, he's apparently no longer producing the reboot of Resident Evil.
Months old, Ben. Months old. Anyway.
And from what I was reading, yeah, I must say I'm not surprised, especially with the choice of director that they decided to go with Johannes Roberts that we discussed 2 weeks ago here in the news. Or originally they were saying somebody else was going to script it, and now Johannes, who is behind 47 Meters Down and the other side of the door,
don't want to answer.
Yeah, he.
We need to do another karaoke episode pretty soon, honestly.
Well, those all get banned, don't they? But
yeah, but we can build it up as a live karaoke episode, and everyone that gets to catch it gets to catch it.
It's just live, and then it's done, right?
And that's done. Absolutely.
Yeah. But so yeah, James Wan has
Fuck that.
James Wan is so
no wences. Sorry, go ahead.
You should play Crash PS4 again.
That's too tied to someone else that liked to play that game.
That's too bad. I still play games that Brandy was into.
Yeah, well, not quite the same. I didn't like Crash very much to begin with, and I tried to like it for someone else's sake, and it didn't work. So.
Oh, if that's the case.
Never try and like a video game for someone else's sake, Fuego. It's the long and short of it.
Or a movie or any sort of entertainment output. Anyway, so James Wan no longer producing. He was only going to be producing, / executive producing. He was not going to have any direct creative involvement in the reboot of Resident Evil. And the thing that's so frustrating is that they had already confirmed though that it was originally they said, oh, it's going to be another horror It's going to be more on the horror tinge of things. It's going to be different from the original films.
It is not a relative, Ben. That is rude. Sorry.
Oh, that's terrible. But now they have more or less confirmed. Now we're going to go back to the action well, and it is going to be a big spectacle kind of film as opposed to more of a horror type thing. I mean, I still fondly remember when I was subscribing to Entertainment Gaming Monthly.
Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Electronic Gaming Monthly.
EGM, baby.
EGM is
Dude, EGM was my jam over Game Pro for sure.
Man. Yeah, way more. Although I did subscribe to Game Pro and Nintendo Power and Sega Visions as well. But
well, I didn't get those last two, but I got EGM and Game Pro.
EGM and Game Pro were like the two biggies before Game Informer.
When are you getting? Oh, you're wearing boots. I'm like, how did you get like almost as tall as me all of a sudden?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
How about some new shoes?
By the way, new pop on the set, guys. New pop on the set.
What? Shout out to
I'm Pickle Rick.
Shout out to Mr. Mercer. But so James Wan is presumably so entrenched, especially in producing this Swamp Thing show. He's actually doing creature designs for the Swamp Thing show that's going to air on DC All Access.
Eddie, you're funny.
So I am tickled pink, as the phrase that you used earlier for Susie goes, about James Wan's additional involvement and continued involvement in the Swamp Thing series, especially with the cast involved. And I'm honestly wishing they would have just continued with Mila Jovovich and all of that silly Mia.
Is it Mia or Mila? I don't
know. I know
if you're
she's married to Paul W.S. Anderson.
If you're pronouncing it from Espanol, it's Mia. If you're pronouncing it from America, it's
she's
Mila.
Not Hispanic though. She's European.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
You know that I know my pronunciation.
Mila, you watch the show. Just tell us in the comments down below.
Come on, Ms.
Break the silence. We know you watch.
Madam Jovovich, please.
Madam Jovovich. That is, she'll be like, that's what I prefer. Thank you.
Yes,
we'll
thank
just go
you
with
so
Madam
much.
Jovovich.
Yes, and Fuego shall always refer
Madam
to me
Jovovich.
as Madam Jovovich. Oh, but that's the thing, Jovovich.
Is it Jovovich or Jovovich?
It was Jovovich.
Like, that's it. Fuck you guys. I'm out.
Jovovich.
All right.
Anyway, James Wan no longer producing. I didn't really think that this was like major news, but it's at least it's considerable enough to make mention of, and so
So make mention of it then.
Well, we just did.
Okay,
we're already there. Yeah.
Oh, am I on the next one?
James Wan no longer producing, and now I think that it's good to jump into this next story because it's another prominent.
Let's just jump into it, Fuego.
Let's just jump into it.
That's like one of my favorite YouTubers.
Dude, it is one of the most overly used, and I just used it. It's one of the most overly used sentiments in just all of the YouTube sphere. So many different people I subscribe to and watch that have way more subscribers than us. Well, let's just kind of jump right into it, You know, let's.
Whoa, that's a Canadian thing for you? Let's just jump right into it,
It just shows that it is all over the place and that everybody uses that damn thing.
Oh, yeah! Rob is here. What up, Rob?
Yeah, Rob is here. Merry Christmas, Rob. We love you, bro.
Let me tell you a story. Just a real quick story.
I want to tell you a story. I'm thinking of the Guns N' Roses.
There was this viewer by the name of Rob that started doing this drawing of the crew, and it was really exciting and enticing, and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, well, I think that's the same Rob that did a really cool Pennywise drawing that's right behind
the tree. It's behind the tree, yes.
You can't really...
Tis. I'm just saying, I just don't know if I dreamt it or whatever.
Yeah.
Not trying to call anyone out, just not sure if I dreamt it or not.
I love Rob. Rob's the shit.
No, I love Rob too. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying that if I didn't love Rob. He'll take it in good stride.
Oh, well, I would hope so.
No, seriously, Rob, don't take that the wrong way. I'm just jabbing you, dude. I love you that much. I feel comfortable doing that. It's no rush.
Do it up.
We're working our season 3 thing out, and then you might have a brand new logo to work with if you want to, like you were asking about a long time ago. So.
Oh, that is something you've been a little critical.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, the new logo is coming along good. I'm excited. All right, what's next, Fuego?
It's just the moving of the logo, right?
Truth. What's next?
Anyway, Guillermo del Toro producing a remake of Terrified for Fox Searchlight. I believe it is a...
Terrified, otherwise known as Aterrados.
Yeah, I believe it, which is obviously the Spanish translation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it...
it's on Shudder right now,
That's what I was going to say. And many
it is on my list.
Many consider it one of the best horror films of the year. I've yet to get to it, but it is on the list before we do our end
next
of the
Sunday.
Year.
Within the next week, we will have both watched this.
Yeah, but much like...
Wait, just real quick.
I'm not as down with the idea of this remake, though, because you know my thoughts on the Let Me In remake. You know my thoughts on so many of these...
We haven't even watched this one yet, though.
Yeah, but
you don't know. How can you have it? How can you be against a remake of a movie you haven't even seen yet?
But because it's Euro horror, and I think
so what?
Most Euro horror
again, it doesn't erase the original. You can still watch the original.
But most Euro horror, from my experience, as far as like American remakes go, like lessen dividend returns.
Oh, really? With Guillermo involved?
On a production standpoint only, though, he's not doing anything beyond that.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's where I'm kind of curious, because whether it's Let Me In, whether it's I haven't seen either Martyrs film, but every person tells me obviously the original is significantly better. I found out the director of Martyrs is the one who did Incident in a Ghostland.
Really? The original Martyrs or the remake?
I believe the original, because it was a French film.
Dude, originally. I loved Incident in a Ghostland.
Incident in a Ghostland is badass. That's probably going to end up in my... If we go to 10, it's probably going to end up on my list.
Yeah, I think we should go to 10.
If we go to 10.
If it's just you and me, I think we should go to 10.
Well, why not go to 11?
I'm down. We could. We could.
Yeah, I think so too. But
we could go to 13.
Yeah, that would be even more interesting.
Yeah. Top 13 of the year.
So Guillermo for Fox Searchlight, he signed a first rights exclusive deal with them after all of the success that Shape of Water brought in. And so, yeah, Guillermo is going to be not just directing for them, he's going to be producing tons of other projects, and this is one... How much do you know about this film? Is it zombie?
All I know... I know is what I've briefly heard at the beginning of the review.
I've only read synopses and stuff.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
So, I watched the first the first minute or so of Emma from Spooky Astronauts review.
Yeah.
She did a review of this, and she talked.
Yeah.
She does. She does a lot of stuff with Dino, and
love you, Dino.
She's I'm a big fan of hers, and she did a review talking about the horror of movement and relating that to this movie. So I'm excited to watch it, honestly. And Teddy's here.
I know. Trigger me.
But honestly,
I'm loving it.
I'll tell you next week if I'm excited about this remake or not. I need to watch the original before I can tell you if I'm truly excited or not. But if Guillermo's involved, I'm always going to pay attention.
Well, it's a Spanish project that obviously, I mean, he was a big fan of if he wants to get behind making an American version of it. So, I don't know. I'm much more excited to jump into the third story because of the fact that Cecil and I just filmed our review of Nosferatu, also known in the UK as Nos for R2. So they replaced an R with the A. Who the hell knows? It was originally released there because, remember, Joe had his breakthrough as a creative force in the United Kingdom, in England and stuff. And so, it has since gone on to be changed internationally and changed in all, further subsequent things. But it was Jacob and Trauma Trash Mikey who brought that to my attention. They're like, when that first came out, because it came out in the UK before even the States, it was called Nos for R2. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, long story short, summer of 2019, next year, we're finally seeing this as a television series on AMC. I balked at the casting of Zachary Quinto initially. I was not down with it. I was like, okay, he's a very handsome, very well manicured man. What are they going to do to him? Well, obviously, based on this look, they're doing a lot of prosthetic makeup. I'm assuming, I don't know, fake hair, all of these different things. I'm a big fan of the look. I know you're not.
I'm not a big fan of the look, no. Charlie, while, yes, being old, he always struck me as a man that tried to keep himself together. So he would have had his hair combed back, even if it's, unless this is after a conflict of some kind.
And we have to assume he's going to be shown in various states of regeneration that will probably go to the more cleaner look of Quinto naturally.
Oh, yeah, I imagine eventually. I imagine eventually, but still,
and
even
honestly,
this,
when I think
they always described him as having a massive overbite with his crooked teeth, and that is not what we're seeing.
It wasn't really very prominently shown in the comic book, though.
It was, though.
Maybe a little.
It was. Every time the teeth were showing when his mouth were closed is because of his prominent overbite with the brown teeth.
He looked very vampire-y kind of in the comic book.
No, where's the book? Where is it?
Oh, we moved it since we were...
Why did you move it?
Go and grab it. Where'd it go? It should be just right over there. So yeah, essentially, we got our first look at this series. They've been continuing casting stuff. I don't know. I am exceedingly excited about this. I think that we are going to see, like, when Kinto, dude, is in his natural state with his short black hair and everything and his, like, crooked, narrow face.
Dude, I think actually the representations at the back of this book
but yet you were telling me clear. You were telling me you did not like the back half storytelling.
Not this very back one. Not the last issue.
Well, the last issue is where...
It was all prose.
Well, yeah, and it was all Lamarck, you know, in his backstory.
Right. So this is Charlie Manx.
Hi, I'm still here.
Yep, no, you don't need to see either of us. That's Charlie Manx. That's what he looks like, but that's not what Kinto looks like. And then
I don't think it's that far off. Put a hat on him, you know?
No, but when he's crazy...
Who's with me here? Who's with me?
This is Charlie Manx. That's what Charlie Manx looks like.
Well, maybe when his mouth is closed.
That's Charlie Manx.
Take that into consideration.
That is not Charlie Manx. Look at the prominent fixture of the teeth here, the teeth here. The teeth are a prominent fixture of Charlie Manx.
Closed mouth. I am pretty positive we're going to see something crooked, jagged,
I'll show you even his closed mouth.
I'm
look,
saying
even
that,
here, even just a random sidelong shot as Charlie Manx's got his overbite there going on.
Well, all that I am saying is that I think when the dude opens his mouth, it's going to be drastically different looking. That's all that I am predicting, but we shall see. I like this first look personally. They have continued to cast. So Ashley Cummings is playing Victoria, or Vic, as we all know her in the story
review. I'm looking at it like I want to talk about
it. Beyond that, we also finally cast the agent who is kind of on the pursuit when the son goes missing and doesn't believe them and thinks they're abusive parents and all that other stuff. They finally cast her. So I don't know, man. I am with the type of team behind it, with the fact that it's going to be an AMC show. Even if The Walking Dead has floundered a little bit, I mean, they still have Preacher. They did Breaking Bad. They have so many properties they've done really great justice to. I am stoked as fuck for Nosferatu on AMC, and I'm okay with this image. I feel like even if it doesn't have some of those,
it's not going to turn me off to the whole show. It's just a bummer first image to see.
Okay.
I want to see him in his full garb.
Who likes it? Who doesn't? I think he's going to be
letting someone into the Wraith.
Yeah, he's going to be, and this is the one that's in the Entertainment Weekly that just came in the mail for me, where we got to see Will Smith as the genie. Oh my God! Talk about scary for totally different reasons. Another thing before we shift on to the next story that I have to mention is the fact that we also got confirmed casting for the Lock and Key series, which is going to be on Netflix. Ironically, their only carryover that we're going to have is the kid who played Georgie still playing the youngest member of the clan, which is kind of dope. So, man, Joe Hill doing some work in 2019. Doing serious work in 2019. I can't
just like his dad.
I can't even explain how excited I am to see both of these series.
Lock and Key, I can't wait. I can't wait until
you've been a fan
read Lock and Key.
You've been a fan,
dude. I've been a Joe Hill proponent since. And look,
although you didn't read anything besides his comic books.
No, that's true. That's true. But I knew about the Cape before you did, having not read 20th Century Ghosts until I haven't. It's
great.
I should now, though.
He did a direct adaptation in the comics. I mean, so it's not really that far off.
Those for R2D2. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. So just real quick before we launch into the next story, just want to shout out
Producer
Sam
Dave.
Power is here. Producer Dave is on board. CK2D is here.
Power!
Someone asked, Indie Flake Jim asked, did we see Bird Box? Yes, Bird Box yet. We did, or at least Marcia and I did. So Marcia and I did a review. Fuego did not watch it, but Fuego and I are going to be reviewing a bunch of other 2018 movies coming soon. Let me just say, the Bird Box review is very interesting because Marcia really liked it. I was not a huge fan.
I sat and listened to it while I was paging.
It's going to be a good review for you guys to enjoy.
Paging through Wraith. It was interesting, yeah.
And then Anthony Hernandez is here as well. You guys hyped for Jordan Peele horror movie dropping Christmas?
Yeah, we'll probably
remote the trailer dropping Christmas for us. Yeah,
we will probably remote it if
we'll have to.
Still with my parents that day.
We'll have to for sure.
We shall see. And they're saying it's a monster movie.
If Us is a monster movie, then I'm super excited. I love Jordan Peele. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Next story.
So this is one that I know very little about, aside from the brief bit that I read. So Dial Code Santa Claus finally getting a U.S. release. It was recently unearthed, and I believe it's from also Unearth, amazing band, metal band. Anyway,
well, it was actually released.
Was it released internationally, and it just never came to the United States? Because I thought the headline that I saw said that it was filmed and they couldn't find distribution or whatever. I believe it was like 88 or 89, something like that.
No, it was released internationally, and then it just finally
never
is making
found
its way over here. Yeah.
Well, I mean, very well opportune time to do this, especially if, based on the photo that we're seeing, we have a creepy as fuck looking Santa going after little chillins.
But it's supposed to be sort of like a Home Alone Santa invader movie. So it's a bad Santa invading, but it's a Home Alone scenario, but a rated R Home Alone scenario. So
that's cool.
He does really bad stuff to the Santa. As you can see, he gets really messed up throughout his excursion. I don't know that's just what I've surmised from the brief bits that I've looked at.
Yeah.
So it's still it's a very interesting prospect for me.
Yeah. This was one that I had like borderline on the stories this week, but for the sheer fact that everybody is so hungry for Christmas horror at this time of year, whether it's going to revisit Rare Exports or Black Christmas or
which I have to watch on Hulu, and I just still haven't watched Rare Exports.
Yeah, I still haven't watched Rare Exports either. That's another European horror film about like a different take on the Santa Claus mythology. I'll totally watch this, if it's available in some form. But if I have to consult like Scream Factory or an Arrow Video or whoever it may be and pay a ton of money, if it's not going to be VOD ready or anything like that, I can't say I'm just going to take people's word that it's that good and go spend, because those deluxe editions, dude, as I have found out, Scream Factory, a couple months ago when I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff before, I had to fix my truck and everything, I spent like a good $100 on pre-ordering a lot of different things from them. Those Blu-rays do not come cheap. We're talking like $30-40 for a lot of the really badass editions with all the supplemental content. I love supplemental content. I'm not a proponent of digital everything, whatever, because I mean, whether it was The Endless, whether it was a few other films this past year and the last few weeks that I've watched where I got to see the behind-the-scenes process, I grew to appreciate those films even more because of that. So, yeah, I mean, it's on my radar is about all that I will say about Dial Code.
I'll catch up on it.
Dial Code Santa Claus.
Next year I'll catch it.
And the next story is one where it's a show that's been on my radar and now it's officially been canceled, and I've never watched a single episode despite the fact that... And, The Walking Dead is about to start its 10th season next year. It's been renewed for like a 10th and 11th season. They're doing The Whisperers right now. They're returning in February. But Sci-Fi Channel was doing a competing show that some of our viewers said when The Walking Dead was in its most boring states that Z Nation was better. You've watched a little bit of Z Nation,
I watched
right?
the first episode and I'm like, I'm out. I am not on board for this.
Okay.
It's a stupid, dumbed-down version.
Crappy knockoff.
I was not on board. And I know a lot of people stayed on board and they really like it, but it just never caught
about Vanessa Helsing, about so much of their original
content. It's the same reason I couldn't get into Gotham, but people love Gotham. And now the last season of Gotham's trailer looks amazing.
Yeah,
but I haven't watched any of it.
It's Villain City. We
have Villain City and Bane.
We have Bruce becoming.
And Bane shows up too, and the guy is like goes full Joker. So I don't know. It looks good, but
we almost made that a story, but it just didn't seem horror enough. Z Nation, do you guys like it? Are you disappointed about this cancellation?
Who's on board for this?
Who honestly in the crowd tonight watched it and loved it with the same fervency? Because some of the diehards would talk shit about The Walking Dead and say this was a better show. I
disagree.
Yeah, since I haven't watched it, I can't really weigh in on that conversation, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just the way it is. But there's one less post-apocalyptic zombie show on the television airwaves, y'all.
So let's move on to basically a quick confirmation of a story we touched on last time.
Speaking of a guy who was roaming around in a post apocalyptic zombie wasteland. Albeit locked in a prison, or is he still? You have to watch The Walking Dead to find that out. But yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan confirmed now for, boy, I should really double check as we're talking about this when that episode airs. But for episode 300,
it's February something.
It is February something, but let's just double check as we're going through it. We mentioned the fact that he said he was open for the return as John Winchester.
Yeah, he tweeted about being open to it, and then just a day or two later, the CW announced that they are officially bringing Jeffrey Dean Morgan back for the 300th episode of Supernatural. And if you guys know anything, the Centennial episodes tend to be very big episodes. The 200th episode was particularly good, which was
that the one where all the kids
did
the
fan one.
Yeah, and then they talked about the other brothers still being down in the cave.
Yep, that's the last time they mentioned. It's been 100 episodes since they even mentioned that guy.
Do you know that is going to factor into the finale of the show? It fucking
dude, I don't know. At this point, it feels like they're just dropping it. But yeah, so he is coming back officially as John Winchester, which is fantastic. He was in the first season, 2 episodes of the second season, and then he lent his voice for a voicemail in the third season.
Okay, so it is officially going to be airing.
This is going to be the 14th season of Supernatural going right now, though.
So the episode is called Lebanon, which is that little city that they were from, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be airing Thursday, February 7th at 8 p.m. Eastern
The question is
it
going to actually be John's ghost, or is it going to be just a vision of John coming back?
Dude, if they brought him back like full on, I doubt that's going to happen. Like, bring him back for the rest of the season.
No, they won't bring him back for more than one episode, but how could you have Mary and Bobby have a budding relationship and not have that be seen by John if you're bringing John back? You got to have him see Mary if you're going to have him see the kids too. Because Mary's back.
She's still involved. I know she's back, but I haven't watched the last X amount of episodes.
She's still around, and she's kind of with Bobby now.
I just remember her angsty.
She's with alternate Bobby.
Alternate Bobby, the one who's like crazy, shoot 'em up, like army.
Everyone. Well, that's how they're bringing everyone back. That's how they brought everyone back last season,
including my beloved Charlie.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, I need to catch up on Supernatural.
You do,
obviously, because I binged so hard for those panels, and then I just kind of fell off. Same with The Walking Dead.
It's great. It's great. I really dig it, actually. This season's really good. James Mock's trailer is here. James Mock's trailers is here.
Yeah,
Sabine and Jason just popped up. Let's move on to the next story, Fuego.
I'm down like a clown, Charlie Brett Brown. I was going to make this the end story because this, for me, is the biggest...
Wait, where'd the alien thing go?
I'm not sure.
Oops. Hang on.
This is the biggest news of the entire cycle for me, personally, because you know my affinity for the Alien series. I have pretty much every Dark Horse comic, all of those different trades. I've got the paperback novels that they put out. Paperback novels. What else? All of the films, even Covenant, which I hated. I still contend that I think Covenant is the worst Alien film that's ever been made.
You're completely wrong.
It's better than Resurrection or Alien 3 or it's...
Well, I don't know if it's... I need to rewatch it. I want to watch it once.
It is better
than Resurrection.
It is better than Requiem. But that's an AVP movie, so that doesn't technically
I think it's better than Resurrection.
Yeah. No, it's not. No. Resurrection's bad though. Anyway, so they had
you're I don't know, you're blinded by some weird thing. Covenant was entertaining.
Covenant was basically
it was entertaining.
Ridley Scott trying to make James Cameron's Aliens.
It was entertaining.
I disagree. But, to each their own. Anyway, the thing that all of the social medias for Alien Anthology, as they call themselves, which has been...
On Twitter?
Yeah, well, on...
And Instagrams?
Well, dude, remember, since 2 years ago when did Alien Day, which is 4/26, which is, April 26th, they've been doing...
LV 4/26.
Exactly, that's where the reference comes from. They've been just teasing new artwork, new projects, all these different things, and the 40th anniversary of the original Ridley Scott film is next year, in 2019. The year of 19, Stephen King. Hail to Stephen King. Year of 19. Anyway, they had been teasing for a while that something new was going to be coming through the pipeline, but there was a lot of speculation as to what it could be with the current Disney acquisition of all those Fox properties. But then the social media for the Instagram and the Twitter on the Alien Anthology started buzzing just about a week ago. I'm buzzing, buddy! And literally, they put up one photo that Cecil has down there, and I think they put up at least...
They put up 3.
A couple others, yeah. And they essentially gave it the tagline very cryptically that in 2019, the alien world expands. So there is major speculation now that one of 2 things is transpiring, because I was talking with Lou about this when the story first broke the other day at work. I was like, there's speculation that either the Blomkamp film is back in development, and that's been a big rumor. I don't think that's the case. I would love to see it the case. The fact that Sigourney wants to see it happen, maybe that gives it a little bit more, but the bigger and more proponent rumor, the one that has a little more fire, is the fact that they are going to be doing an Alien television series, and it's going to be for one of the streaming services, i.e. Prime, Netflix, Hulu.
Dude,
at the end of the day, I'm actually a little bit more for that. If they give it the proper production values, if they make it streaming service, it's not like an ABC, because, you know, Disney owns ABC or something stupid like that. One of those networks that they own. No, make it streaming, make it where it can be R-rated, bloody, crazy, tell some more stories within the corruption of Weyland-Yutani, whatever the hell it may be. I mean, I adore this universe so very much, even if they have had major missteps over the years. Major missteps. So, I mean, you're obviously thinking Blomkamp's idea is indeed out to
there's no way they're going to go back
There's
to that.
no way it's transpiring.
No.
Yeah.
No, there's no chance.
Do you like the TV idea, though?
I love the TV idea. I think Alien is actually tailor-made for that. If you did
the comics are so good.
Dude, if you did a whole thing about an alien crew or a human crew investigating, like, do Aliens, but do it as a series, absolutely, because then you could slowly expose them to it, show one alien in one episode and have them like slowly pick people off throughout the thing, and then as they learn more it gets crazier and crazier. Dude, that is a tailor-made 10-episode series. Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
Well,
I'm all about it.
And they could do it straight up anthology style, where you do not even have to follow the same characters from season to season.
No.
You just have a totally different incident where they're going to one planet, they're going to one facility, they're going to wherever.
What would be cool is if they did, though, like start it with LV-426 before they find the alien and bring it back to the colony, and then show that happen. The Marines get there and do their thing, and then show, if they don't nuke it at the end of the first season, show LV-426 then a few years later when someone else goes in, and that might be kind of cool, but it wouldn't make sense amongst the alien lore because stuff gets blown up at the end of it usually.
Yeah. Well, the only confirmation that we have as far as projects goes next year is the fact that they're doing another comic series that stars Ellen Ripley's daughter, who was from the Alien Isolation game, which I have still never played because I didn't have that particular console when it came out. So there's some sequel storylines with her, but beyond that, we do not know anything. There are a few Dark Horse storylines that have come out in the last year that I need to read. I still, since you and I did those first 3 reviews, there's a part of me that wants to go back, especially if it's the 40th anniversary of Aliens in 2019. Let's keep doing the trades, man. Let's keep reading all of those, because all of those trades, essentially, they're 4 to 6 issues, and they're all self-encapsulating side stories that some of them are very personal, like the one Mike Mignola did, where it's like the samurai on the planet with the alien. And then there's other ones like there's so many where they're just bloody and crazy and super violent, great painted artwork, great hand-drawn stuff. I mean, they've been making these for like over 20 years, like 25 something years. Dark Horse has been doing the Predator license, the Terminator license, the Alien license, and damn, I love all of them. So yeah, this is cool to me.
Well, let's move on to the next one.
It's Doi,
Go ahead, Fuego.
and it ties in directly in the fact that I have yet to buy the Predator, but I'm going to, even if I think it.
I bought it.
Even if I think it might be on my worst of the year, it's at least going to be on my most disappointing, mediocre of the year. That's the thing, man. I mean,
it's not the worst.
Okay, it's not as bad.
It's not as bad
as Deep Blue Sea or Tremor 6 or some of these others.
Death House.
I haven't seen
Tales from the Crypt 2 or Tales from the Hood 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not watching all the movies that would qualify.
Well, I've seen a decent amount. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. That's one of the worst
not
movies
worst.
of the year.
Mediocre.
Oh my god, it's so
not
bad.
Worst.
Anyway, The Predator has some interesting supplemental features on the home release. Most notably, the fact that there is a stop-motion animation, almost like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation carnage.
Rankin and Bass.
With the Predator killing reindeer, right? Have you watched it already?
I have not watched it, no.
Since you have this in your possession already?
Yeah, no, we've been meaning to do a reaction, but we just haven't had time. So, yeah, no.
How long is it, do you know?
It's only like 2 minutes or less.
Well, shiza. I mean...
Yeah, I know, we could do it, but we haven't.
We need to do it.
So, I am excited about it. I mean, it's funny, and it's officially the studio behind it. You know, that's the interesting thing.
Anytime people are talking more about the supplemental material on a film's release in contrast with the actual feature on it.
Shut up. That's bullshit. Whatever. They're just putting money behind the release. The same thing, which actually leads into our next story.
I appreciate the hell out of when people actually care about putting bonuses on a home release where people want a physical.
Now, the next story isn't a bonus that's on the home release, but this is a bonus that is celebrating the home release by Sony Pictures of Venom.
Yeah, we didn't get the unrated cut, and apparently now they're saying we're never going to get the unrated cut, which is horse shit.
Who said that?
It was a story I almost put on the news.
That's horrible.
Yeah, they were like, they've decided not to compromise with additional scenes and all this other stuff, and they're
dumb.
fast-tracking the sequel. Spider-Man is apparently going to be in the sequel in some capacity, even though he was initially rumored to be in this one.
It's so dumb! Why would you not show the full thing?
There's been more Morbius casting. Did you even hear that, what is the lady who's behind Pascal? Amy Pascal, I would say her name is. Yeah, she's the head of Sony Pictures. She said in a recent interview with one of the big publications that with the success of Venom and with the fact that they are fast-tracking both Morbius and what's the other one that they're trying to do? It's another Sony Pictures. God, it's Kraven.
Really?
They're doing a Kraven the Hunter film. She wants to revive, and she has been talking with Drew Goddard about it. She wants to revive the Sinister Six idea. Do you think that's terrible?
No, without Spider-Man, it's so stupid.
Well, what if they slowly factor him into the universe and he can be like...
No!
What if it's going to be like the Suicide Squad of Spider-Man?
No! I say no, God damn it.
He says no. Well, so if Cecil doesn't want us to see any of this, you would like to see this and have people laugh about this. You're going to buy Venom, right?
I bought Venom.
Oh, you bought it?
I have it over there. It's over on the shelf. This is something they're celebrating Venom with, guys. It is basically a animated Yule log. This is an animated Yule log that you can see a screenshot of right here, where it's 10 hours of basically the sound of a fire going in the fireplace.
10 hours?
10 hours straight of a fire going in a fireplace.
You just put it on your Bluray and it can be like the background.
No, not even on YouTube. It's on YouTube. So you just put it on the background while you have instead of
unless you
have Yule logs are a thing, dude, where people just put fires on their TV because they don't have fireplaces. This is just a different version where Venom drinks coffee while sitting by the fire.
Yeah,
which doesn't make sense because Venom doesn't like fire, but nonetheless.
Yeah, except for the fact that they're gonna have their commercial breaks on YouTube every like 10 or 15 minutes unless you have
ad blocker, baby.
No. Well, even beyond that, I mean. Don't they have their paid premium service that they keep asking me to do 3 free months of where there's no...
See, Rubber Soul says there's a 2-hour Last of Us 2 virtual fireplace with a burning car on YouTube. But see, this is Venom. So anyway, that's available too, celebrating the release of Venom. Now, Fuego, the next story is one we can both sink our teeth into a little bit more, but the last story will be the best.
Tremor teeth into, I guess.
Tremor teeth.
Cold Day in Hell sucked.
Oh my god, Jeepers Creepers 3 was this year, and it's not on my list. That needs to be on my worst of.
It really was.
Damn, okay. Thank you, Wences.
It has to be on the worst.
Wow, how did I forget about that?
So, Tremors A Cold Day in Hell came out this past year. It's one of the worst films of the year, and I would contend it's the worst in the entire Tremors series, aside from the television show.
And in contention for my list.
Yeah, but it was apparently successful enough that Michael Gross said on Facebook the other day, he's like, I've signed on for Tremors 7! And it's going to be coming in the fall of 2019. So that makes us assume that they already have a script in play. Who knows where they're going to move the Tremors to at this point after doing the Arctic, after doing Africa. Where do you go at this point? The tropics, maybe? Where do we go from here? My bet is they're going to be on some weird, like, desert tropical island.
Probably.
Yeah. That's
Wait, how do they get to the tropical island? Do they swim?
I don't know. Maybe they swam far enough down below,
oh my God.
And they're like burrowing under all the water, and they stayed warm. They stayed warm enough by being close enough to the Earth's core
Stupid.
I don't know.
Stupid Fuego.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Tremors in space.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
No, this is really stupid. I am okay. Well, apparently there's an emergency. The fact that Tremors 7 is coming. Here's the thing. I liked Tremors 5. I did not like Tremors 6. I liked Tremors 1 and 2. I was not a fan of Tremors 3. I did like Tremors 4. So I'm on board for any Tremors movie we get, but I am not very much on board for Tremors 7 if it's going to be like Tremors 6. Tremors 6 was just so terrible. Tremors is the monster in your pants, Rob. Okay. All right, Dave. Good. Wences, Tremors on the Beach. Maybe. Tremors on the Beach reminds me of Nightmare on Elm Street 4, where Freddy's on the beach and then he uses his glove as like the shark's fin. And all right, are we good?
Yeah,
we good?
We're good.
All right. So Tremors 7, that's it for that one. Let's finish
Tremors,
off.
Yeah,
now, Fuego, for this last story,
honestly,
I need you to put on your headphones so you can hear.
Why is that?
Because it's a motion poster. You gotta hear. Put on other headphones. There's other headphones.
I thought you were handing me.
No, I was holding my own, son. Holding
Cecil,
my
always
own.
holding his own.
Always.
I have to say that, man, why couldn't we have had that Kevin Bacon series? That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Okay, guys, so the last story is that Child's Play released a motion poster to celebrate Christmas, and I'm going to pull it up. It's going to be here over the stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pay attention and turn up your headphones if you want to hear it. I hope it works right.
Look alive, sunshine.
Watch.
Yeah, I saw this. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I can't wait for this movie, Jen.
Yeah, so that's going to loop for a little bit while we talk about it.
I am excited for this movie. Come at me. Come at
I am
me,
too, dude.
I am stoked for this film. I think it's going to be great.
I do too. I'm excited about this. Again, we're getting the Don Mancini series as well.
Yeah, nobody is taking the original series and its chronology and framework and everything away from us. And, you know, a commenter recently, I think when we did some other bit of coverage, was like, Mancini, like basically this commenter said Child's Play hasn't been good since Mancini took over the property and started kind of directing them himself.
I liked Curse and I liked Parts of Cult.
Parts of Cult.
I really liked Curse a lot, though.
Bride is still the best.
But this excites me, honestly. The whole buddy thing, the fact that they're literally updating Chucky. They're updating Chucky in the sense that he literally updates. There's a buddy, and then there's a buddy 2 that says now Wi-Fi compatible and stuff. Like,
oh, yeah.
He's literally supposed to be a doll of the future that kind of malfunctions. So it is sort of the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, where it's an animatronic that gains... No. Or that not that's possessed. Well, I don't know. Maybe he is possessed, but it's one doll that malfunctions and goes crazy.
Yeah.
Wences says Child's Play, It 2, and La Llorona.
Ben Grimm, only for Aubrey Plaza. Oh,
fair enough.
Be still my heart, Aubrey Plaza.
Eddie Roberts says, I'm excited for this Child's Play. I feel like it's going to be awesome. I wonder if Brad Dourif... No, Brad Dourif will not be doing the voice of Chucky.
Yeah,
Brad Dourif is sticking with the Don Mancini. So
and it makes me wonder...
The buddy doll will not be Brad Dourif, you guys. Someone else is going to be doing the doll's voice.
And I think in some ways, if they keep it like a kiddie, robotic kind of voice and it's saying horrible, fudged up stuff, it could be even creepier to some degree. You know, if it's saying like, oh, there's no escape from me, I'm gonna carve you up, blah blah blah, like that sort of thing. I think could be genuinely creepy if it's monotone, robotic. There's so much personality and snark behind Chucky with Mancini voice, or with Dourif voicing him, I should say, that I don't know how well that would translate to, because original good, well, I guess original good guys could talk and they had their own voice too. We'll see what the approach is, I suppose. But to further up on what Ben Grimm said, I love Aubrey Plaza, and I think she's so great. Not for the sheer fact that she's like so insanely bogusly hot. She's got a snarky, bitchy self-awareness that I really appreciate. And that,
dude, I don't know if
she's going to be a mom in this movie.
I don't know that it registered for me that it's June 21st. Like,
yeah.
That's not far at all. That's 6 months away.
And it shows that they are ambitiously...
That's awesome.
They are ambitiously releasing this at the height of blockbuster season.
Yeah.
They think this IP resonates enough with people. People know it, and they are going to go see this shizzle, man.
They better not screw it up.
And I would imagine they're making it on Blumhouse money, so less than 20 million, 5 to 10 maybe closer to 15. And I could see this easily doing probably like 25 to 30 out the gate, depending on what's coming out the same weekend that it's hitting. But it's going to be a success. I think even if the film sucks, I think it's going to be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could spawn its own weird, separate, Chucky alternate universe.
It could.
As Mancini continues preparing for his TV show and everything else. So,
yeah, I'm on board for it.
Happy Death Day to you.
I like this motion poster, too. It's
I do too.
very holiday appropriate.
And I like how they're going with the old school Child's Play lettering, too. They're bringing that back for the logo.
But you can see the Buddy doll is very still reminiscent of the Good Guy packaging. And then you see the Kazlan, the company logo on everything. So that's going to play a big
there's
part.
There's a little blood splatter there. You see?
Yeah, there's a little blood splatter on the Buddy doll.
I must say, this particular, with just the way it's framed, it reminds me of Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 or 6, where the kid is sitting in front of the tree and there's all like the evil bear and all that other stuff. The one thing that I think is not really been mentioned here is the fact that, okay, everybody loved the original It Pennywise miniseries that was done for TV. They were hopeful for that film last year, but they didn't know if it was going to be any good. But yet audiences loved the hell out of that. I feel like seeing from the producers of It gives a reassurance to audiences about a reimagination of a property they love from their childhood.
Yeah.
This could make a lot more than 20 to 30 in its first weekend. This could crush, dude. Because when's the last time they put a Chucky movie in theaters? Not since Seed. So, yeah.
People are clamoring for it. Just look at what happened with Halloween. People are clamoring for a return to these properties that they loved so much growing up, and now they're not only doing that, but they're relaunching Child's Play in a sense that, like, again, dude, I think this is going to rock it out. Like, I think this could very easily match Halloween dollars. If someone wants to go in against me on this, I think this could very easily match Halloween 2018 dollars because...
Say it here first!
I'm saying it because... Dude, again, it's a property that people love. It's a property that people know. And very much like It was the foundation of a lot of people's fear of clowns, Child's Play was the foundation of a lot of people's fear of dolls.
Yeah.
So, honestly, this has that same thing going for it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say it now. It's going to beat Halloween. I think it's going to beat Halloween with its box office take.
I don't know if it'll beat Halloween, but I think it's going to come very close.
Okay, maybe not.
I was initially saying 20 to 30.
Now I'm all gun-shy about it.
I was initially saying 20 to 30. This could easily go closer to the 50 to 60 realm, but we'll see. I really like the box office comparison aspect. I got to see what else is coming out this weekend. Being a June 21st
Apparently
release,
Detective Pikachu is nearby.
What superhero film, what big mass market film is coming out about the same time? That's
well, I thought Infinity War was like in May.
Well, so. It is, but there's also the Spider-Man. Like, Marvel has 3 films this year. Marvel has Captain Marvel, they have Avengers 4, and they have the new Spider-Man movie. Yeah, and then there's Shazam. There's so much other craziness coming through the pipeline, but. Well, a new wager, Ben Graham says.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it, you guys.
Part 5, The Toymaker. That cover scared the crap out of me as a kid for whatever reason. I don't know.
Well, I think that's going to do it for our News with Booze for this week.
It's been almost an hour.
Yeah, it's been almost an hour, and we still have to do 2 different videos. We have to review Wraith and do an unboxing still.
And I have to drive back to Phoenix.
Yep, and you got to drive back to Phoenix. And so, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching the News with Booze. We greatly appreciate it. We probably won't be back with the news next week because we're going to be filming all of our top and bottom episodes of 2000. Here's the goal: we're going to be doing the top episodes of top horror movies of 2018, bottom horror movies of 2018, and then we're likely also going to be doing a video on the most aggressively mediocre horror movies of 2018. So that's going to change up the lists a little bit, I think.
This is most of what we watched. Well, that's where it's...
Not aggressively mediocre. There's some that were just so...
There has to be that aggression
aspect.
Yes,
that aggressively. But outside of that, I'm also toying with the idea of doing a New Year's Eve stream. I don't really have particular New Year's Eve plans this year, so it might be fun just to kind of stream and let you guys have a place to come hang out on New Year's Eve, you know what I mean, if you don't. So it might be fun to do that. I'll be toying with that idea, but... Until next time, thank you guys very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime and Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.
Sucker.
Bye.